Okay, let's see. Okay. Seems like everything's good on that front. I don't know what happened the last time. But it seems like we're good. It seems like we're good. If I'll give people a little bit more time to come back in. The stream should be better, guys. Does it sound better? Am I still buffering a lot, or are we good? Because I tried this a few minutes ago and it didn't work. So, does everything sound good? Is there any lag, or is it buffering at all? Just let me know. All right. That's good. Let me just check one more thing before we start. And we'll be good to go. Let me just see something. Let me see something. 1 second, everybody. Oh, okay, I got it. All right. Okay. Never mind. Okay. I was gonna say something sad, but apparently never mind. I knew there were some people on my Patreon that were like still pledges but didn't change the reward tiers that I changed a few months ago. And I thought sad was that dude. And then I forgot that sad just stopped. So sad just stopped the Patreon pledges. So never mind. I thought sad you were still one of the pledges I had and just hadn't changed his reward tier, but never mind. That's not important. Okay, so anyways, what this stream is about is some girl problems, and I'm going to tell you a story. And like a support group, I'm curious to hear any of you guys' input. So thank you guys for watching, and let's get into the story. So there was a girl I've known since 2008 or 9. I met her through YouTube. She was like one of the first people I met through YouTube before I even met like Phone and J-Man and Yokorama and all of them. But she was way more into like makeup than she was anime. I mean, she liked anime, but it wasn't like that. Anyways, obviously you meet a new girl on the internet for the first time, and your mind is going to casually go through the ideas like, I wonder if she's single. Well, she wasn't. So although it was a thing that I was kind of thinking about, she wasn't single, so I wasn't going to sweat it. Now, it was one of those situations in which it wasn't like I was like in love with her or anything, but I liked her enough to kind of toy with the idea of asking her out. But once again, if she was with somebody, I wasn't going to worry about it. Well, time kind of passed, and eventually she ended up breaking up with the guy that she was with. But even then, I still wasn't really sure if I was into her enough to justify asking her out, especially considering we lived in different states. So that'd be an issue within itself. So I wasn't 100% sure, so I didn't really bother asking her. And I just said, I'm not going to sweat it for a while. Like, for a while, I just said, no, whatever, it's fine. Because I kept going back and forth with it. And if I was going to go back and forth with it, I wasn't going to bring it up while I was still being indecisive. But while we were talking, and throughout that time, and throughout the years, we were both dating different people anyway, and kind of talking about our various problems with those people in those relationships. Although she dated way more guys than I did. Way more guys. So hey, Jazzy Jeff. So anyways, so me and this girl, we were talking even throughout all that, and even then, I'm still. Am I? See, my stream quality went from being like good to okay, because it keeps telling me that unless Google Hangout on air is just really picky about the settings. I think that's what it is, because I'm not using like XSplit or another broadcasting software. It's getting kind of picky about my stream quality, which I might just end up just recording this as a normal video. Like, if it doesn't work now, I'm just going to record it as a normal video. But just tell me if it's still getting choppy within like the next 5 or 10 minutes. Anyways. So me and this girl were still talking. Me and this girl were still talking this whole time. And as I said, I was still in my mind toying with the idea that the girl, maybe I would want to ask her out. But as I said, she was going through guys left and right. And I was still pretty kind of whatever about everything. I mean, I kind of threw out like casual hints just to see how she responded. But it wasn't nothing to the extent where I was really sweating if she was into me or not. So fast forward to it'd probably be about 2 months ago now, or going on 2 months ago now. Me and this girl, she texted me on like the 9th of September. And this wasn't the best time for me to be talking, period, to anybody, because I just got into like a massive fight with my parents, and I definitely was not in the right frame of mind. But she was also having problems with the guy she was currently dating at the time. And with all of that, and it's funny because at the time I had no intention of saying anything about asking her out or any of that crap. I was just kind of chilling. And it was a particular line she said that I responded to in a way I was like, oh, fuck me. If I remember right, she said something to the effect of, I have all this love to give, and nobody will accept it. Pretty much she was getting frustrated with her situation with all the guys she was talking to and none of them being Mr. Right and shit. And me not thinking at all said, I'll take it. And I was like, oh my God. Now I had two options. I could play this off or I could just say, fuck it. Well, I already wasn't in the right frame of mind. And I was like, you know what? It's going to probably keep bothering me until I say something about it. And it's better to say something now than to say something later where it's the worst possible time to say it. So I fucking said, I just kind of went out with it and told her. And what happened next was what I can only call is a massive burn, because all she pretty much, it bit me in the ass that night. Well, actually, it did bite me in the ass later too, Jazzy. You're right, because she essentially rejected me, and it was like a really hard, nasty fucking rejection. And realistically, after all that was said and done, I wasn't really salty about it. Like, okay, I'll rephrase that. I was salty for like a fucking day. I was salty for like a day. And then I was kind of over it, which already told me in my mind that I probably wasn't that into her anyway. Considering how easily I got over it, I was like, it's fine. I kind of said, it's fine. I'm not going to sweat it. So I said, but she probably is gonna be feeling some type of way because that kind of came out of nowhere, and obviously, and realistically, it wasn't the best time to bring it up anyway. I mean, you're having issues with your not boyfriend. That probably isn't the time for the friend that you call for emotional support to tell you that he was into you. So yeah, uh, so I understandably understood that she probably was not in the right frame of mind. She wouldn't really want to talk to me for a while. So I think I didn't text her for 2 weeks. I didn't text her for 2 weeks. And then I texted her one day, and I didn't even text her anything crazy. I just texted her, hey, I said, hey, what's up? And I used the nickname that I've always called her. The one thing about her is that she's really short, and she kind of looks like those chibi anime characters. So a nickname I always gave her was Chibi. So like for the hell of it, I think so. I've casually I always call her Chibi in text. It's not really something you were saying like person, but in text I'll say it. So I texted her, I said, hey Chibi, in text message. And actually, let me read you verbatim what she texted me back. She texted me back. I said, hey, Chippy. And her response was this. Granted, we hadn't talked for 2 weeks. I want that to be stated. We hadn't talked for like 2 weeks at all. Probably a little bit over 2 weeks. It's probably been like 3 weeks. But 2 weeks, I'll just say 2 weeks. Her response was, hi. Well, first she goes, ellipses, hi. I'm not interested in you in a romantic way. Never have been, never will be. So I'm honestly feeling like I can't trust you because I thought we were friends, but you've been sitting here the whole time plotting. Not cool. And my response was like confusion because for one, we hadn't talked in like two or 3 weeks. And two, fucking, I've known her for 7 years. I've known her for 7 years, and she thinks I've been plotting for 7 years. For 7 years, I've been sitting out here. I've been out here plotting for 7 years. And I was like, what? What? I texted, and that was all I texted. I texted you, hey, and you were just like, bruh. And I get that response. I'm like, okay. So my response at that point is she thought I was. So I texted her and said, so I said, what? Like I legit, that was my text message to her. And she's like, you understand simple English, so stop playing dumb. And at this point, I couldn't tell if she was legit mad or what. I legit couldn't tell if she was mad or what. So my response was, are you genuinely mad or are you playing because I can't tell over text, which is a legit thing. Sometimes the way I'm reading something and the way she meant it to be said could easily be misconveyed. So I wanted to make sure she was legit mad when I texted it, because she could have just been fucking with me. She has kind of a dark sense of humor like I do, so she'll sometimes say shit that just sounds really fucked up. So that's why I texted her. I texted her to make sure if she was legit mad. And she was like, I'm not playing. I told you it was disrespectful to come at me like that. Disrespectful, I wouldn't really say, because it wasn't like, once again, you weren't dating the guy you were currently with. The guy, actually, I'm not going to go too much into that situation, but let's just say they weren't together. So when I told her that, although she was emotionally not in the right place to be hearing that, at the same time, I wouldn't call it disrespectful just because I said so, because I told you some real shit. It wouldn't even, and as I said, I was over it. By that point in time, and even now, I'm over it. I'm actually mad about this way, and that's what this video is about. I'm more mad about her texting me that she can't trust me versus the rejection. The rejection I go walk away from. I go away from rejection. That's fine. Whatever. I'm actually friends with girls that me and them never got together. But I was like, all right, cool. Well, you're still a cool person. We can still hang out. This is on some like really random petty shit. And so then she's like, stop texting me. At this point, I've only texted her maybe 3 times in total. In total, I've texted her 3 times, which was the, hey, are you genuinely mad? Confusion, whatever. And so she's like, I gotta go to work, so I can't talk right now. And I said, okay, can we discuss this later then? Because I said, I've known her for 7 years. I didn't want to just stop talking to her just because just because she rejected me. That's not really a big enough deal to me, especially considering how little I gave a fuck afterwards. And so she's like, she threatened to block me if I didn't stop texting her. And so she's like, I'm busy, I'll talk to you later. And that was September, what was that? September 29th, I think. That was September 29th, I think. That conversation lasted from 9:46 to like 10:09. So at the most, we've been texting for maybe around 20 minutes. A little bit around over, maybe no 20. Yeah, a little bit over 20 minutes. And she's like, I'll text you later. And as you can see, it's the end of October. It's the end of October, and she hasn't texted me back at all. And I was like, bruh, that is some shit. I'm just like, I've known you for years, and you literally got salty because I told you how I felt. And then even, and granted, I think my biggest thing is that in the text messages, I never told her, I didn't get a chance to tell her, I was like, look, I don't care if you don't like me like that. Because my response was more so just trying to figure out if she was fucking with me or not. And so it's been a month. I haven't texted her since that day. So it's essentially been about a month. I haven't texted her since September 29th. And so my question to you all is, should I send her at least one last text message to see where she's at or not? Because it's been a month. I haven't heard anything from her. She hasn't blocked me on Facebook. I don't know if she's done anything with my texting messages, but I know she hasn't blocked me on Facebook. So I don't know right now. As I said, it's not even a dating thing at this point. It's just a friend. Damn, y'all niggas are y'all just like, fuck this bitch. Yo, everyone's just like, fuck it. She told me once. I didn't talk to her. As I said, that was the only text message. That was the text message string we had a month ago. Damn, y'all are dirty. Y'all don't think I should at least send like a text message being like, look, it's not like I'm in love with you anymore, any of that shit. It's legit, we've been friends for 7 years and I don't want to ruin a friendship. Because that's all it is at this point. That's all it is at this point. It's not like I'm trying to get back with her. I'm just saying, you're making it too bad. I used to do that shit back in the day. Stop. So just don't. No. When I say that, I'm not talking about like talking into her. Oh, okay, I see. So just say fuck it. Well, nigga, it's been like a month. I don't know like how long it takes you to get over it. Especially when realistically you didn't. Realistically it should be the other way around. I should be the one getting over being rejected, not her getting over me asking her out. At least live stream it so we can watch. Yeah, I like how he's like, yo. Like everyone just like, fuck it. I can't talk to her in person. She's in a different state. She's been in a different. I've only physically met her once, and that was when I went to Animazement in like 2014, maybe 2013 when I went to Animazement. It was the first time I had ever met her in person. I've only known her through online. Okay, so just to get but you gotta have her text first because she's the one that's mad. Okay, hold on. Just to get kind of a general consensus in the chat, just to see where everyone's at. Type the number 1 if you think I should just say fuck it. Type of number 2 if you think I should give her until like next year. And type of 3 if I should text her today. And type of 4 if I should fuck it next year, today, I can't think of nothing else. All right, I'll just leave with those three. So 1 is fuck it. 2 is wait until next year. 3 is today. I'm just curious. I'm curious where everyone's mind is sitting at. Nathan says next year. I got 2 fuck it's. I got 3 wait until next year. Oh yeah, they play a lot of fucking games, dude, and it's fucking annoying. They're the ones who were talking about how they want men to be adults. Well, actually, 3. Okay, so Jazzy says 3 or 1. Because 3, I feel like the biggest problem is that I don't feel like she knows that I don't care about the relationship part of it anymore. Because I never got the chance to say it. I think that's the only reason why I'm debating texting her today. Is because she does not know that she doesn't know that I don't care about the relationship stuff anymore. Actually, I didn't care probably the day after the fact, considering that's not what bothered me. Actually, that was the funny thing. I didn't text her for 2 weeks. I wasn't even mad. I was just kind of like, whatever. And I was like, all right, it's been 2 weeks. I probably can just text her, hey. And it was like, oh, apparently not. You can't wait for a fucking year for a girl, bro. You're only young just once. Well, I say next year, I mean like after 2 months, after another 2 months, essentially. Most of y'all are just saying fuck it, though. Most of y'all saying fuck it or wait until next year. And because it doesn't matter when, as long as you can explain the misunderstanding if that's what you want. I'd rather at least explain the misunderstanding. And if she says no, she still acts like she can't trust me, I'm like, all right, bye. Because that's where my mind's at. I'm more aggravated with the idea that she thinks that I still want to get with her more than just anything else at this point. I got 3. Okay, so it's kind of tied. It's tied between fuck it and wait until next year. Because I got 3 2s and I got like 3 1s. Well, she didn't really drink like that anyway. She's not lurking in this stream. I don't know. I know her YouTube channel and her name. So I know if she's lurking. Also, that would imply I don't even think she's subscribed to this channel, dude. Well, I agree. They are more emotional. Which realistically means even if I wait another 2 months, it's not gonna make that much of a difference. Because if I wait the 2 months, if she ain't said shit to me now, the only thing I could bank on is an obligatory like Happy New Year's text, which I don't even think I've gotten those from her in general anyway. Well, it was like, and I think my issue was when I brought it up to her in the first place, I kind of did it in a very not the way I presented it, but my mindset at the time was probably like, fuck it, why not? Because it was going to bother me if I didn't say anything about it. And I feel like I did it more for me than probably for her, which is why I say I agree it wasn't the best timing in which to do it. At the same time, it kind of ticked me off that she was so easy to flip her switch. And granted, this has just kind of if anything, this just added to the reasons why I was debating the whole idea in the first place. Because originally, when we were first talking and I was debating it then, the biggest thing that always aggravated me is that she acted like she she misunderstood who I was as a person a lot. And it turned into like one of my biggest pet peeves that she fucking already had in her mind idea what kind of person I was. And she was like wrong like half of the fucking time. But she insisted, and she eventually got kind of better at it. But for a while, she just insisted I was like this person who was always negative and angry and hateful and shit, and usually wanted to tear people down. She would say it in like a joking manner, but you could tell in her heart of hearts that's how she really felt. That's how she really felt about me as a person, which is why I always debated it. It was like she doesn't even understand me well enough. But as I said, over the years, she had gotten better with it. But it was still a thing I could tell that was a problem with her as a person, that she viewed me as something completely different. Be honest with yourself and tell her what you're thinking. Well, that's what I did almost a month ago, over a month ago. So I guess what I think I'll do for me personally, is that I'll send that one last text message of how I feel. I don't really care if she responds to it or not, unless the response is at least on some type of decency level. But if she comes at me on some sideways shit with like, well, you just betrayed my trust because you told me how you felt after 7 years, and I'm like, fuck it, we ain't got to talk no more. Like that's realistically what it's gonna turn into. Because if she comes at me with sideways shit now, because that will determine whether or not I take her off of my Facebook and take her off my take her off my phone. Because I don't want her just sitting on my phone as this like maybe person. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a text message, probably now actually, and just be like, hey, look, we've been friends for like 7 years. If you feel betrayed, that's up to you. But realistically, I'll just be like, look, I said it. I don't regret saying it. I'm not going to take it back. I don't emotionally feel that way about you anymore. It was more of something to get off my chest. And at that point in time, if you still don't trust me, we ain't got to talk no more. Just let me know so we can delete phone numbers and remove Facebook pages, because there ain't no reason for us to still be friends on Facebook and on fucking YouTube and Twitter and all this other bullshit if you don't trust me, because that just bugs me on a personal level. We ain't got to associate with each other at that point. That's the way I like legit. That's the way I feel about it, because like that happens all the fucking time, and I still need to do this. I need to do this more on my Facebook. There's a whole bunch of people from high school I still have on my Facebook that I don't even fucking talk to anymore. And some of them I just keep out of there out of convenience, because you'd be surprised what the people you knew in high school, how that could benefit you in the future. At the same time, you're just kind of like, man, is it worth it? You have a point, Reaper. Probably ain't, realistically. But I think at this point, I'm not going to do it for her. I'll probably do it for me. Open slot in the contact list. Listen, I got to get people interested in my Patreon just for the perks I currently have, let alone anything else. I tried to restructure it, and then actually that reminds, I think Jazzy Jeff, you won this like last month's Patreon, and you never messaged me back about the prize you wanted. Is that what happened? Yeah. You never messaged me back. So Jazz, go on your Patreon and look at the rewards you got and tell me what you want, since I got you here, and it'd be the perfect time to bring it up. Just tell me what rewards you want so I know. I'm doing these like monthly damn giveaways, digital giveaways, which makes it easier because I ain't got to send you shit and ask for personal information. Fucking let me know what you want so I can send it to you. And because you're the only one in the $5 tier, you might as well tell me what you want for this month too. But yeah. I really just wanted to do the stream for this. I appreciate you guys' input, and I think I know how I'm going to handle it. And I'm going to tell you how I'm going to handle it now, And I probably will do a video later giving an update of what happened. But essentially, the way I'm going to approach it is I'm going to send her one last text message, laying everything out, and giving her an ultimatum. I said, look, if you don't respond, I'm going to take this as you don't want to talk anymore. And I'm just going to just wipe you from my social media and my contacts list on my phone. And that's what I'll do. Because after that, because if I don't get a response, and I know how often she uses her phone, so I know I'll probably give her like a week. But the way I'm going to handle it is that I'm just sending that one last text message and see what happens. I'll give her a week for a response to be courteous. If nothing happens, I'll delete her from my phone. As I said, I'll let you guys know what happens. So I'm probably going to text her now. I don't want to stream that because I don't know how that's going to turn into, if she's going to call me or not. So we'll see. So, because I feel like even if she was going to be petty about this, I still need to be the bigger person about it and realize that this whole situation started because of me saying something. So now I want to take responsibility on that level and not just throw her under the bus because of it. I don't necessarily feel like I did anything that offensive to begin with, but realistically, I'm going to be fair about it. So, thank you guys for watching. Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff is in the description below. The two channels, my two other channels, Insane Game Freak and Schizomanic, are on my main page. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the advice. And tell me if you want me to do more streams like this, or if you guys have some issues you're dealing with in your life that you would have to like to do these open discussions with, because I can easily, like, you can send me a message, we can make it anonymous, and we can just do, like, I guess they're not, I guess, group therapy sessions in a way. That's what they are. They're like group therapy sessions we could do on fucking on live stream, and I ain't got to mention your name. I could just mention the situation. So if you guys want to send me any messages and deal with any situations you guys are dealing with, it's perfectly cool. I need to do more streams. It's just consistency in dealing with life and also doing this shit. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Insane Terrell from Terrell Game Vlogs. Jazzy Jeff, get at your Patreon, son. Jeez. And people who don't want him winning every month, get on the Patreon, son. And I'll catch you guys later. Lost a game for your boy Terrell. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. Oh.